Hi traders, morning. This is Robert from FX Pesatica. Welcome to Market Snapshot, and today being on a Tuesday. Yesterday we saw some activity on the dollar, and so we expect some few moves to be happening today. We've already seen some moves during the London session, and so before we get to that, let's get to understand what we expect later during New York session. And so today during New York session, we'll be having the new home sales data coming out for last month, and so that will be around at around 3:30. And so what we expect. So the numbers, previous numbers were 662,000, and so the expectation right now is that the numbers will be 668,000. Okay, and so that seems to be like traders are expecting an increase in that number, right? So on the new home sales, and if that will be the outcome, probably if now the actual reporting will come out, these numbers should probably come out at maybe if the numbers come out at 670, 680, anything higher than the consensus, then the dollar will have to increase. We'll see a spike in the dollar. But if the numbers come out less than this, then we expect a weakening dollar. So as traders, we need to understand that any economic event, for example, the new home sales, is an opportunity for you to take advantage of the volatility that comes with it, right? And then again, so that you're not gambling, you need to make sure that you have a clear trading plan. What do we mean by this? It means that you must have mapped out some areas. You see, before the market plays out, you must have analyzed areas, specific areas that you would want the market to go to, and then work with those areas. If the price levels hit a particular maybe support area, a particular resistance area, then you can start, you can probably enter that trade. Based, of course, you must look at other things like the confirmations, right? So that is what we expect today, later in the afternoon. And so as a trader, always be wary, especially that you get to understand that you have economic events coming in, and they could really adversely affect your positions, right? So in a positive way or in a negative way. So make sure that every time when you wake up in the morning, have a look at the economic calendar. You can have a look at my FX book. You can have a look at Forex Factory. So all this is data that you really need to have, and let it be at your fingertips, such that you're not getting off guard. And that would be really disadvantageous for anyone who doesn't understand what's playing out, right? So now let's have a look at our charts. Let's go analyze our charts. Remember, this is a disclaimer. This is purely educational analysis. This is a projection based on things that probably we teach here in Thika and other areas, my colleagues. And so just make sure that it's whatever we are sharing, you need to make sure that you confirm on your end, right? So that you're not saying, it was an investment advice. No, this is purely educational. It helps you fine-tune what you probably know, right? So let's go to our charts and have a look at what we expect. Guys, as you come in, kindly prepare your questions so that I can handle them towards the end. Yeah, so we can see we have Euro USD. So we'll first analyze Euro USD and try to see what's the possible opportunities that we could be having. So as we normally do, go to higher time frames to have an understanding of where the market is. So the market is still speaking of a bearish move. And then again, let's go to the weekly. So In the weekly, we can see some price levels that would want to see the market hit, and these are the price levels I'll be mapping out. 0592 is an area of interest on my end. So let's narrow it down on the daily. So once we hit the daily, we can see this price level still yet to be hit. And so any upward move presents us with an opportunity to go short. So if I were to look for an opportunity here, then that is an area I will be seeking, right? So 0695, that's a high probability area I would want to look at and seek opportunities therein, right? So let's go to H4. So it's in line with probably an area, last week's high, this high over here. That is an area that we would want to see tested again. That's like 20 pips from the current market price. So that will be really interesting if the market went to that price level, and we will see a bearish move to maybe now what we've projected. Yeah, so you see this move that has happened during the London session, right? So you can see even a gap over here that needs to be closed. So these are opportunities that the market has presented, but then again, as traders, we need to look at the long-term view. And in this case, we're still looking for opportunities to go short. The dollar is not yet weak, so I'm looking for that rise to 1.0695 over here, and then maybe later we'll have a downward push. Maybe later we could see something of the sort, right? Yeah, that's something I would want to see. A rise to 1.0695 and then a drop. So that's Euro USD. And then maybe let's have a look at USD CHF to have a better understanding of this. So in my early analysis, kindly have a look at the last presentation. We were still looking for opportunities for this currency, this asset to rise to this moving average over here. That's presenting a great short opportunity, right? So 92.17, huh? That's an area I'm still looking at. And so you could narrow it down maybe to even there about 91, 99, 9200. Huh? So that could be a good sell area, a good resistance area. And we can see the 800 moving average here has been acting as resistance. Huh? And so we can see a lot of that consolidation over here. But then I will be really interested to see a breach of this. And then now later, we could see now a bearish move, which is in line with what we've seen on Euro USD, an opportunity to go short. Yeah, so H4, let's have a look at H4. Yeah, so the market is still speaking of a bullish move on USD CHF. We still expect a bullish move to that price level of 9200. That will be really interesting. So this is now what I would want to see, a bullish move to that price level. And then it is from now 9200 that maybe we could see a major drop. And this could probably line up with the expectation that the Fed will be dropping the interest rate hikes. So we could see some volatility coming in as the dollar weakens. Okay, so let's have a look at GBP USD. So GBP USD is also presenting a great opportunity over here that we could be seeking. So let's go to higher time frames to have a better feel. So it's still speaking of a bearish move, but then for how long? So I would want to map out some price levels over here. Let's go to the monthly, have a look at that. That doesn't have a really good area. So let's go to the daily. So I would really want to see this price level tested. 2281, right? 2281 is an area of interest on my end. I would really want to see that area tested because it's a great support area, right? So let's go to H4 and try and seek opportunities. So if I were to look for opportunities, just like in Euro USD, I would want to see a test of that bearish order block over there, 2371, right? So 2371. Alternatively, I would want to see last week's high tested. It's way too high. So yeah, maybe we would want to work with yesterday's high also as an area, potential area where you would seek short opportunities, which is 2390. So we have two price levels over here. 2390 is an area of interest because we can see that was the high of yesterday, right? So and we know that these are areas where you have liquidity, right? So 2390 on GU, knowing GU how volatile it is, I would rather go with 2390 than 2371, right? So if a high, if price were to hit 2390, it will be a great area to go short, right? And the short opportunities will bring us now to what we've seen to 2281, right? That's around 109 pips. Yeah. So yeah, that will be of good interest because that presents an opportunity for us as traders. So I would really want to see a spike to 2390 and then a drop to 2281. So that is what I'm interested in when it comes to GU. So yeah, that will be my probable outlook on this particular asset, GU. Let's have a look at USD JPY. USD JPY. So USD JPY has been on a bullish run, and so what we need to do is, I remember last time we looked at it and we said that we really don't have something to work with on our left because this trade has been on a bullish run, right? From 2020, we can see this bullish run. And so the only thing that we can seek is now more opportunities to go long. Remember, we've seen the dollar is still strong. So in line with that, then any downward move should be an opportunity to go long. So if, for example, let's go to lower time frames. So you can see this spike to the 50 EMA and then later price went up. So and a further push to the EMA once again will give us also now an opportunity to go long. Yeah, anywhere around that price level will give us an opportunity to go long on that asset. Alternatively, we could map out last week's low. Yeah, that's last week's low. So that is also an area where if price were to get there, then you should go on a bull run. Yeah, so if I were to map it, then this is what I would be interested in, a further push up on this particular asset. So that is USD JPY. So let's look at gold. So gold is also something that a lot of traders have been trying to short gold. If you're shorting gold, make that a short-term trade, because as long as there's uncertainty in the world, as long as we have the Israeli war, then gold is still on a bullish run, right? Gold is still on a bullish run. So any downward move is an opportunity to buy gold at a cheaper price, basically. Yeah. So let's map out areas that will seek opportunities. So I'll go to the daily. I'll be interested in seeing the high of last month. Last month's high. This is where maybe we are looking for opportunities to go long, because now this area which we'll probably consider resistance, right? Now will turn into support, and probably it will coincide with this moving average that is probably going up, and that will now further fortify this bullish area, this area as a support area, and now push gold up. So if I want to look for opportunities to buy gold, I would want gold to drop to 22.34, then go up, right? That to me would present a good bullish case. So that is something I'm still looking at. So gold, guys, be wary of shorting gold. As long as there is that uncertainty in the world, we also have this whole US election where Trump is a contender. He has a court case. So things are just not clear, and that is what investors never like. They never want to see a situation where there's uncertainty, and if they do that, then they run into safe haven pairs. So you're talking about gold, you're looking at the franc, the Swiss franc, and even maybe the Japanese yen, but not so much of the yen lately. So that is an area I would probably seek for opportunities to go long on gold. This is something we were looking at yesterday. So let's look at Audi USD. Audi USD, let's go to higher time frames to have a feel of the long-term trend. So we can see Audi USD, just like the rest, they are on a bearish run. But then again, I'm still looking for opportunities to go long at some point. But where will that be? So our work is to now seek those areas. Let's go to the daily to try and see whether we could identify areas where we could see some bulls coming in. So 1, 2, 3, map these areas out. So let me map out an area I've seen over here. You can see that area has been hit actually. So what was I mapping? I was mapping this bullish order block over here. You can see that area was hit, and the trade has gone up. I think that's 90. That's like 90 pips, right? So this area is a really good important. It will be an ideal area to go long on this currency pair. So I would want to see a further test down. So let's go to H4 and try and see what's happening on H4. So we can see some bit of resistance on H4, courtesy of that 50 EMA, and this could be a probable evening star formation. So let's see. I would want to map out this price level over here. Yeah, so 64.68 will be an area I would be interested in. So I would want to see Audi USD go to this price level, I can see there's another block over here also, right? Bearish order block over here. So that fortifies that area, and so any push to 64.68 would give me an opportunity to go short for those 103 pips on this particular asset. So let's look at H1. Let's look at M15. Yeah, I would really want to see a push to 64.68. That would be an interesting area to go short on Audi USD. We know that we need to look at the cousin NZD USD, so I need to add NZD USD. So NZD USD, let's have a look at it also and seek opportunities. So we can see some resistance on the 200 EMA that happened earlier today during Asian session. And so what do we expect? So let's go to higher time frames once again, seek those areas, the resistance areas. Remember, we are still looking for opportunities to go shorter. So let's seek those opportunities. Now on the weekly, okay, so let's look at the daily. So on the daily, let me map out an area I've seen as a possible area of resistance. Yeah, so H4. Yes, so that is an area I would want to see. That's like how many pips? 24 pips away. So I would really be interested to see how NZD USD reacts when it gets to 59.33, because that's a very strong resistance area. And so I would want to see price hit that area. And then now, which would be the ideal take profit area? So let's map out an area I've seen over here that presents a good case for support. Let's look at the daily. Maybe it has a more fine-tuned area. Yeah, let's map out this area. Awesome. So 58.41. 58.41 will be an area I would really seek opportunities on NZD USD, right? So a push to 59.33 would lead me to 58.41. So that is something that I will be really interested to see how that plays out. That will be an interesting play on my end, right? I would really want to see how that plays out. 59.33 to 58.41. Yeah, so maybe we would want to look at UT 100, NASDAQ. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. So let's go to higher time frames to have an understanding of how UT 100 has been performing. So we can see that bullish run on UT 100. So stocks have not been really performing well. You've seen the report from Apple. they were down, I think, 19% in terms of phones, iPhone sales in China, and we know that's because of a policy by the Chinese government, where government employees have been restricted from using Apple phones, so that could have adversely affected Apple. So what probably would we be looking at as opportunities? I would really want to see probably a bullish run on UT100 to this moving average up here. So this is more of an intraday maybe trade. This could happen later during New York session or with sometime this week. So I would want to see that push on UT100. That would be an interesting play on my end. So Faith, welcome. Cosmas, Robert, thank you guys for joining. And so I think that's the end of my market outlook. Not unless there are questions, please let me know. Maybe you're looking at a different asset and you'll want us to project that for you, probably an educational analysis. Most promising pair for today and this week, Trapscade. We've mapped out different currencies. And so maybe you would want to go through some of that analysis, because every asset over here has projections. For example, if you look at Euro USD, we've made that projection where we anticipate price to hit. So we expect Euro USD to probably go to 1.0695 and then drop. So those are opportunities that you could probably be looking at Trapscade, right? So if you go to USD CHF, we've also mapped it out. If you look at GBP USD, we've also mapped it out. So it's just a matter of looking at them and maybe see whether they line up with whatever you've already analyzed, right? Yeah. So remember, this is purely educational analysis. It shouldn't be a call to take trades. Okay, guys. Thank you for participating in this session. And so look out for the newsletter during New York session, and make sure that every day, once you wake up, before you take your trades, have a look at the economic calendar, get to understand what's playing out, what economic events are coming out, because that would really affect your positions, right? Yeah, in a good way or a negative way, but in most cases it tends to be negative. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you, guys. Have a peaceful day. Have a peaceful week, and see you. We can see GBP USD has spiked. That one, it's going. So we expect GBP USD to probably hit 23.90. So have a peaceful day, and see you sometime next week. Cheers, guys.